So, good morning, and let us start with a new topic. So, last class we were discussing about change management, and now the new topic that we are going to start is organizational learning. Now, sir, what is organizational learning? But the organizational learning means that we should give chance to our employees also so that they can express if they have some business ideas or if they have something they want to tell us. In organizational learning, it is a process to enable organizations to better use the knowledge of members to make business decisions. Suppose Becho, sale of a product is going down. Sale of a product is going down. So previously, if I talk about around 10, 15 years back, or if I talk about 20 years back, the management themselves take the decision. They do not listen to the employees who are at a lower stage. But you never know that which employee give you the better decision. So, organizational learning is a process in which you will use the knowledge of the members that are working with you. We are not saying that you have to follow what they are saying, but you should listen to every employee so that you can make a better decision. For example, when Gyanware University have launched the LMS, many students face many problems. So the faculty members have listened to the students and they convey their problems to the higher management. And it helps the management to make the improvement in the LMS. Now, LMS is very user friendly. Every student know how to use the LMS and they are very comfortable with the LMS. So, बच्चों, whatever product, whatever service you are giving in the market, you should always you should always listen to your employees because these are the persons who are working at the ground level. They know that what problems have been faced by the people and what problems they are facing so that you can bring the improvement. For example, if I talk about Google, but you all know that before Google, there was Yahoo. Yahoo was the search engine which was used by the people to search anything on the internet. And Google is having a very tough competition with Yahoo. We all make the use of Yahoo as a search engine in place of Google. But when Sundar Pichai joined the company Google, he gives them an idea that they should launch a new search engine, Google Chrome, and it should be very user friendly. The people should not get any problem using that search engine. The Google management, they listened to Sundar Pichai, they launched Google Chrome, and Google Chrome was so user friendly. People found it so user friendly that they started using Google Chrome more than Yahoo. And slowly, everyone from Yahoo shifted to Google. If I take one more example, you all have heard about the company Colgate. But so previously, if I talk about somewhere around 40, 50 years back, I've heard it somewhere that Colgate used to give their toothpaste with a with a very small hole in that. And because of that, the paste that you put on brush comes very less. If you are using the paste and it is coming very less, obviously number of days to increase the paste will increase because wastage will be less. Obviously the wastage will be less. The whole of the paste is very small and it allow only little amount of paste to come out. So obviously wastage will be very less. So the Colgate was having a meeting. Colgate company was having a meeting, and they were discussing that our sale is very less. Product is very good, but still sale is very less. I don't. We don't know why people are not buying the product or buying the product very frequently, very rarely. So one of the employee gives them the idea that, sir, why don't you? make this hole of the Colgate bigger so that more amount when people use the Colgate, more amount of Colgate can come out. If more amount of Colgate will come out, the people using the Colgate will purchase Colgate more frequently because if more amount they will use, they will consume more. And this idea they have adopted and it really worked. The sale of Colgate went very high. So, what your organizational learning is a process in which you enable your employees to share their knowledge with you so that you get something or the other from that knowledge and you are able to work and take good decisions, best decisions on the basis of all the knowledge and experience. So, organizational learning is a process to enable organizations to better use the knowledge of their members to make business decisions. In a conventional organization, decisions are often based on management perspective without taking into account the other members of the organization. But so in conventional means traditional organization, old organizations, decisions are based only on management perspective without taking into account the other members of the organization. A member using organizational learning recognizes the value added by including all of its members in the decision making process. Organizational learning has developed into a methodology by which business facilitate collaboration within the organization to concentrate on continuous improvement. Now, just suppose we have made a product, but we all know that no product in this world is perfect. First of all, there was iPhone 3, then iPhone 4, iPhone 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, now 12 and 12 Pro. So they keep on making some or the other improvement in the product. It means nothing in this world is perfect. Everything requires some improvement. So organizational learning is a method by which business facilitate collaboration within the organization to concentrate on continuous development. Organizations have adopted this philosophy are referred as learning organizations. A learning organization recognizes that a business consists of people and it takes a commitment from all in the organization to best obtain the organization's goal. So, बच्चों, a learning organization recognizes that a business consists of people and it takes commitment from all in the organization to best obtain in the organization's goal. So, बच्चों, what this learning organization is all about, it says that there are so many people working in your organization. Whatever improvement, a product wants continuous improvement because nothing in this world is perfect. Everything has a every time everything has some scope of improvement. So your product, whatever you are making, whether you are making a mobile phone, a shoe, television, anything you see, a company keeps on bringing some of the other improvement. In cars also, first of all, there were gear cars, now automatic cars, then electronic, then CNG, petrol, diesel. It means companies keep on bringing some of the other improvement in their product. And how improvement can be bring? You should listen to all the employees, not only the management. You should listen to all the employees who are working at ground level also, because they will actually know that what improvement this product is required, what problems the people is facing, and how can we improve those problems. So learning organization is a method in which you facilitate a collaboration where all the employees will take part. and you will allow them to express their thoughts so that you can listen to their thoughts and you can take a proper decision by having so many ideas. Through organizational learning, an organization gains knowledge and develops skill to empower its members to work as a team. So, बच्चों organization learning gains knowledge and develops skills to empower its member to work as a team. बच्चों in our Gambier University, we are launching something new, that is Success School. Now you will ask, sir, what is Success School? बच्चों in Success School, there are different clubs like entrepreneurship club, corporate access club, money करने का club, uh, opportunities club. So there are somewhere around 30-40 clubs in the Success School. Now, after that Success School work has been completed, we will give the access to your students also. And this is the reality. We are working on Success School. So we will give you the access now. Whatever seminars is going on or whatever seminars will be coming, you will get to know with the help of Success School. Through Success Score, you can also gain the knowledge on the seminars, on the workshops that have been conducted. We will put all the detail of that on the Success Score. So Success Score will really going to help you. So this idea of Success Score is given by one employee only in Gambier University, and they like the idea and they've adopted the idea. And I hope and we are sure that this Success Score will be very successful. So, through organizational learning, an organization gains knowledge and develop skill to empower its worker to work as a team. Management encourages all members to continuously rethink what they do, how they do, and how they might do it better, adapts and react to change, anticipate the future and strive to create services and products before others are able to perceive the needs. So, बच्चों in organizational learning, the management will encourage all the members to continuously rethink that what they do, and how they do it better. And if there is any idea, any better way of doing the work or any improvement, they can share that with the management. And if the management find it appropriate, they will adapt and react to that change. बच्चों whatever company in the market brings the change first, that company will be on number one position. For example, you take the example of Amazon. बच्चों this Amazon company has started the online portal where what they do, through Amazon you can order anything by sitting at your home. They will deliver that thing at your home only, and if you do not like it, they will pick up from your home only. So this thing, online deliveries has been started by Amazon. And today there are many other companies in the market, Ajio, Myntra, and Snapdeal, and many other companies, but no one can touch Amazon because Amazon has bring this new idea, and they have adopted this idea, and they have become the market leaders. So anticipate the future and strive to create the service and product before others are able to perceive the need. So you should always encourage the employees that you should anticipate the future, what people need, what people require, and after that you should adopt that before anyone fulfill their need. Because the person who will fulfill the need of people, the people will move towards them. Now, I'm sharing another PPT with you. Implementing organizational learning. The first step in implementing organizational learning is to encourage all members of an organization to continually learn by rewarding the members for increasing competency. The first step in implementing organizational learning is to encourage all members of an organization to continually learn by rewarding the member for increasing competence. So, बच्चों, the first step in implementing the organization learning is to encourage the member that they should continuously learn something, and whatever new idea or if their efficiency has been increased, you should give them the reward so they get motivated. And understanding of how people learn is key to implement an effective system. And understanding of how people learn is key to implement an effective system. You should see that how people are more confident, more comfortable in learning new things. Whether they need some training, whether they need some guidance, whether they need some demo. So, how people are more comfortable in learning something new so that you can implement an effective system. Adaptive learning describes the learning process that is reactive to change and is based on rules and structure. In contrast, proactive learning goes beyond being reactive and occurs when changes are made willingly. Implementation of organizational learning requires that there should be incentives to encourage proactive learning. So, Bacha, you should always give some incentives of reward to your employees. If they bring something new and that thing is effective, whatever the thing is, if your employee is doing something extra for you, they are suggesting you something new, they are bringing something new for you, so you should always appreciate the employee. But so this is the rule that the employee who work hard, the company will promote that employee only. If you do not work hard, if you are not doing anything extra for the company, if you are not doing anything good for the company will never give you any incentive or promote you. So, for implementing organizational learning, it is required that you should give incentive to encourage proactive learning in the employees. Second step in implementing organizational learning is to implement team learning, where people are willing and able to work together to build new mindset and transfer knowledge throughout the organization. So, what's the second step in implementing organizational learning is to implement team learning, where people are willing and able to work together to bring something new and transfer the knowledge throughout the organization. So, which is in second step, you should build a team of the employees who are willing and able to work together so that they can bring something new for the organization. For example, nowadays in cars, in top model cars especially, they are giving a system that is cruise control. In almost every car that is of top model, we are having a system of cruise control. Now, sir, what is this cruise control system? But so this cruise control system is very effective and very good. My friend is also having a car. It is Kia Seltos. He is having a top model, and in that there is a cruise control. Now, in February 2020, before Corona, we had a small trip for Udaipur, and there he took his car, Kia Seltos. Now, while we were driving on the highway, your car will give more mileage, more average if you drive your car at a constant speed. He took the car at a speed of 70 km per hour and he pushed the button of cruise control. Now, you just remove your leg from the accelerator. Your car will keep running at a speed of 70 km per hour until and unless you do not press the brake or push the accelerator. Until and unless you do not press the brake or push the accelerator, your car will keep on running at a constant speed of 70 or 80 or 90 or 60, whatever limit you set. But to trust me, with the help of that cruise control, his car gives an average of 27. That is very huge number. Even Maruti cars do not give such number, such average. So this is the benefit of cruise control. So this cruise control system has been developed by some people who are willing and able to work together to bring some new mindset. In third step, organizational learning require that the organization use the increased knowledge to create new market opportunities. In the third step, organizational learning requires that the organization use the increased knowledge to create new market opportunities. According to David Gervin, professor of business administration at Harvard Business School. So David Gervin is a professor of business administration at Harvard Business School. Developing organizational learning creating requires creating, acquiring, transferring and retaining knowledge and modifying current behavior to increase efficiency. But you see, a professor of Harvard Business School has developed and has said that organization learning require creating, acquiring, transferring, and retaining the knowledge of employee, and you should modify the current system so that your efficiency can be increased. For example, I will tell you the example. Let's take one more example of if you are from Jaipur, you all have heard about Akshay Patra. Akshay Patra is a temple where they give food to the people whoever comes to the temple. So Akshay Patra is very famous, and on daily basis, thousands of people visit that temple. They have food also there. So for food, they were making chapatis the way we make chapatis at home on tawa. And because of that, they are not able to serve so many people. So someone has given them the idea that you should purchase the chapati making machine, and that machine will manufacture 100 chapatis at one time. They have implemented that, and today they are doing it successfully without any problem. So, Bachu, this David Garvin, the professor of business administration at Harvard Business School, he told that organizational behavior requires creating the knowledge, acquiring the knowledge, and retaining that knowledge so that your current system can be modified so that efficiency can be increased. Knowledge is found in many ways within and outside an organization. Knowledge can be found in many ways, that is within the organization or outside the organization. People working in an organization understand the day-to-day requirements and have the knowledge base needed to assist management when trying to resolve issues. But do people working in organization understand the day-to-day requirement? I told you the persons who are working at ground level, the employees who are working at ground level, who are doing day-to-day work, they actually know that what is being needed, what are the problems, what will be the solutions, what improvement can be done, and they can assist management that sir we are dealing with it, we know that what customers require these days, what problems we are facing in the product, how a product can be improved, because in reality we are dealing with the customer, we are making the product. So people working in organization understand the day-to-day requirement and have the knowledge that needed to assist the management when trying to resolve the issues. Tapping into the people resource along with the manager's ability to recognize and interpret knowledge is critical. It is also important that the knowledge transfer to occur when people leave the organization so that the knowledge is retained and not lost. it is also important that knowledge transfer to occur when people leave the organization so that the knowledge is retained and not lost. So, whatever knowledge you gain from the employees working in the organization, you should retain that knowledge so that when that employee leaves the organization, that knowledge is with you. I will give you the example. When you went to a famous restaurant for eating, for example, the Khandelwal Dhaba in Jaipur, if you all have visited, I don't know, it is a very famous restaurant. They are giving the same taste from last 30, 40 years. Same taste. So, sir, is it like the people are not leaving Khandelwal Dhaba? They have the same cook. No. They also have labor turnover. The cook leaves them, but they have the recipe. Whatever thing the people is liking, they note down the recipe with them. Now, if one cook leaves Khandelwal Dhaba and another join, they will give him the recipe, and with the help of that recipe, he will make the food of the same quality. So that's what it is saying here, that you should retain the knowledge of the employee, so that when that employee is not there, that knowledge is with you. Your work do not get affected. It is not enough to have knowledge. Behavior must be modified within the organization to make it efficient. Managers must be willing and able to solicit and use the information relayed to them by employees. So, it is not enough to have knowledge. Behavior must be modified within the organization to make it efficient. So, it is saying that in learning organization does not mean that you just have the knowledge from employees and do nothing. It means that your behavior, your working will change and you can work efficiently only if you effectively implement that learning organization. Managers must be willing and able to solicit and use the information relayed to them by employees. All members of the organization must become part of the decision making team. So, virtual learning organization says that all members of the organization must become part of decision making team so that there should be a confidence in them that we are also a part of decision making team. Whatever we'll say will be heard and the management will listen to us and implement something that is of their use. I'm sharing another PPT with you. 5 disciplines of a learning organization outline how they can happen. Senge is a person, very good philosopher. He is a very famous philosopher. Senge. He have given 5 disciplines of learning organization. Number one, personal mastery. Personal mastery. Personal mastery is the development of the capacity to accomplish personal goals. Learning organizations make this possible by creating an environment where people can, through reflection, develop their own sense of vision, how they look at the world, what matters to them, and how they can passionate about contributing to. So, what your personal mastery, as the name suggests, is the development of capacity to accomplish personal goal. Every person has their personal goal, personal interest. So, organizations should support what passion the employee is having. For example, I joined Gyanvir University as a professor. So, I have the passion of teaching to the students of finance and HR. And if they will give me the students of marketing, I will never be able to work passionately and I will never be able to contribute something for the organization. So the organization will understand this, that this person have the knowledge of finance and HR, and we should only give him the classes of finance and HR so that he can work passionately and contribute something. So much of management has understood me, and they have helped me in accomplishing my personal goals. Shared vision. A shared vision is only possible in an environment of trust and collaboration. Instead of compliance to directives from on high, corporate leaders work together with employees towards a common mission, creating an environment where employees feel heard and are encouraged to take risks. बच्चों, corporate leaders, they always work with the employees. A leader should not be like that who is working alone. A leader is a person who takes everyone with him. So a leader work together with the employees towards a common mission. So he should create an environment where people will feel, where the employees will feel that the leader listens to them. And if there is anything, they are encouraged to take risk, that you can take this risk. For example, for example, uh, I want to make a mobile phone that is transparent. And I'm working in a Apple company. We are manufacturing iPhones, and I want to manufacture a mobile phone that is transparent. So the leader should listen to my idea. I will give him the complete presentation, and if he likes my presentation, he should encourage me to take the risk. Okay, let's take a risk and you make this mobile phone. So there should be shared vision. It is not like the vision is alone accomplished by leader. A leader should share the vision of the company and should work together with all the employees. Mental models. Then, with a mental model, we understand how our deeply ingrained assumptions and generalizations affect our interactions and decisions. To preface Senj, understanding the difference between hearing that someone said and truly understanding what they said, understanding the gap between what actually happened and what we perceived happening requires reflection. So much of understanding means not only just listening to the employees, but also to understand what they are trying to say. So, in learning model will be effective not only if you are just listening to the employees, you should also try to understand what they are saying, what actually is happening, and how we perceived happening requires reflection. In a non-reflective environment, we take what we see as truth. Team learning. Sanj says that team learning can only happen when team members are humble, when they are willing to reflect and take into account others people's view, suspending personal biasness in order to work as a whole as a collaborative environment. So what team learning means, team learning happen only when members are humble. They are willing to listen to each other and they are willing to support each other. The management should not be biased towards some employees. It is mainly seen in India, especially that the members of organization, they are biased towards some employees. They support some employees who are their relative or their friends, and because of that, the person who is working hard gets demotivated. So it should not be there. The management should be humble. They are willing to take into account all the people's view. They should not be biased towards some people, so that the learning organization can be implemented effectively. Systems thinking. Systems thinking is the idea that we are part of an interrelated system, not a disjointed set of personal silos. System thinking addresses the whole and creates an understanding of how parts are interconnected. System thinking is a sensibility for the subtle interconnections that give system with unique character. System thinking, but you should think and you should work so that all the system of the organization work in a similar page. For example, let's give you an example of a car. Suppose बच्चों my company is manufacturing car. Now you all know that in car we require the body of car. To manufacture the car we require body of car, engine of car, and for example the glasses of car and tires of car. There are four departments. One department is making the tires of the car. One department is making the engines of the car. One department is making the body of the car. Three departments are there. Because every employee cannot do all the three work, making the tire, engine and body. All employees have expertise in different fields. Some have expertise in making the tires, some have expertise in making the engine, and some have expertise in making the body. So there are three departments in our company. My company is manufacturing car, and three departments are working. One department is manufacturing tires, one department is manufacturing body, and one department is manufacturing engine. Now, बच्चों, all the three departments should be interlinked. For example, if the tire department, let's give you an example here. Our company is our company is car manufacturing. Three three departments are there. That is number one, body department. I'm sharing another again. Just a minute, I'm sharing it again. Okay, body department. They are making 10 body. They are making 10 body of car each day. Body department is making 10 body of car each day. Number two is engine department. They are making 8 engine each day. And but number three is tire department. They are making 40 tires each day. Now please listen to me very carefully. In car manufacturing, we have three departments: body, engine, and tire department. Body department is making 10 body of car each day. It means we can manufacture and sell 10 cars each day. Tire department is making 40 tires each day. In one car, there is 4 tires. In one car, there is 4 tires. For 40 tires, is for 10 cars. So as per tire department also, you can manufacture 10 cars each day and sell 10 cars each day. But engine department is only making 8 engine each day. Now, each car require one engine. Body department is capable of making 10 body. Tire department is also capable of making tire for 10 car. But engine department is making just 8 engine each day. And because of that, we are manufacturing only 8 car and selling 8 car. It means we are facing a loss of 2 cars. Now, organizational learning says that all the departments should work interrelatedly, jointly. Now engine department will get to know that body department are working for 10 cars and tire departments are also working for 10 cars. Now they will increase their efficiency so that they can manufacture 10 engine each day so that 10 cars can be manufactured and sold each day. So that's what it is saying here. Where we were? Yes. System rethinking is the idea that we are a part of an interrelated system, not a disjointed set of personal silos. System thinking addresses that the whole and creates an understanding how parts are interconnected. So, bachcho, it says that system thinking will help you in getting the understanding of how parts are interconnected so that you can work as per that knowledge. How do learning organizations facilitate learning? How do learning organizations facilitate learning? So now that we know that a learning organization looks like, how do they make learning happen? How do they make learning happen? How can we develop a sense of learning culture in our employees? But so we all know that the employees do not have the pain of getting something new or working properly. They know that they will get the fixed salary every month. So what we can do so that we can develop a learning culture in our organization. Organization must develop a learning culture in which learning is continuous in the form of online classes, tuition reimbursements, mentorships, on the job training, webinars, e-learning, e-person classes. The method depends on the learning goals. For example, but to take the example of your class from your Gandhar University. But so we teachers are teaching you, but still every month we do some or the other webinar for you where the experienced people come and talk about their experiences, talk on some knowledge like webinar on financial awareness has happened, webinar on commodity derivative has happened, webinar on stock market has happened, webinar on career opportunities abroad have happened, webinar on ACCA has happened. All these webinar help you in your career development. You get to know that what is happening in the world, what people are doing. So this is what an organization should do. Gyanver University also an organization, and how they are developing the learning culture by giving online classes, and they are mentoring the students. They are providing you internship opportunities. We are providing you the webinar opportunities where you have to attend the webinar. The skilled persons, the learned, the experienced person, great personalities, they come and talk about their experiences. So organization should also develop learning organization continuously in the form of online classes, tuitions, reimbursement, monitorship, on-the-job training, webinars, e-learning, in-person classes. The method depends on the learning goal. So, Bachcho, today we have discussed what is learning organization. Bachcho, in learning organization, we have discussed that we should always listen to every member in the organization. In fact, we should encourage the members, the employees of the organization to bring something new, to bring some improvement, and to say whatever they think like. And we should always listen to the employees of ground level also very carefully so that the management can take decision effectively and properly. You should always listen to the management, should always listen to the employees, should work on what they are saying and should give them proper feedback, should encourage them. So, Bacho, this was learning objective which we have discussed today. Thank you everyone for joining. Please take care, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye bye. See you in next class.